Well, hello, my lovely Facebookers. How are you all today? So, you know what? I decided I wanted to jump on board and do another video. I got such a great response from yesterday's chat that I realized that this is a topic that not only I can help with because of my experience and the skills that I have, but also I think it's something that people need answers to and need a little bit of help with regards to setting up their studio or setting up their fitness businesses. So if you didn't watch yesterday's video, then you need to go and do it. I talked about how I set up my my fitness studio for less than £3,000, and I shared some top tips in there. You can go and check it out. It's on this wall. But if you are indeed coming on to hear a little bit more about this today, I would love if you could do one of two things. If you're watching live today, put a 1 in the comments below, because then I know that you're live and I can respond to any questions or comments that you have. If you are watching the replay, thank you so very much. Could you put a 2 in below, and then I know to comment and come back to you at a later date as well. And if this is a topic that you think others need to hear, or you have friends that need to hear this, then go ahead and share this video out. I would very much appreciate it. So for those of you who are catching me live for the first time or watching my first video, thank you so very much. My name is Lisa Barwise. I consider myself a wellness alchemist. I'm also the creator of Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training and the creator of the Warrior Goddess Body online programs. And I have been as a fitness professional for the last 4 years, but prior to that, I was a business advisor and marketing consultant for about 15 years. So I set up my own studio 18 months ago and was able to do so with less than £3,000 investment and now work part-time hours for a full-time wage with 4 instructors over 14 classes. So I'm very, very pleased with how things have gone. But I want to give you the 3 tips I'm going to give you today are the 3 most costly mistakes that fitness professionals, specifically females actually, I think, make when they're setting up their business or they're setting up their studio. And I see this time and time again. So the first one is focusing on the wrong thing, okay? So when you set up your business, the most important thing is not the equipment. It is not how fancy the equipment is or how much equipment you have or what expensive equipment you have. The most important thing is that you have clients already and clients that are bought in with how you're going to provide what you provide. So it doesn't really matter what equipment you have as long as you're still able to deliver what you want to deliver, but it doesn't matter if it's bright and shiny and new. They don't know the difference between this brand and that's £2,000 more than that brand. And don't get yourself into debt over setting up the actual studio itself. And the reason I say this is because when you start trading, it's going to take you a little bit of time to build up a steady residual or a recurring income, and you need all of the cash flow that you can get in that respect. And if you're literally hire purchased out to the hilt, you're going to be in trouble. So don't focus on the equipment, the expensive equipment, etc. Ask yourself, what is it that I want to deliver, and can I deliver that with these items? Then you need to go and look, when it comes to actually getting the equipment, then you need to go and look at places where you can get them secondhand. You can look where other gyms are selling them secondhand. There's a lot of fitness buy and sell groups, a lot of other studios that are either renovating or closing down that have a lot of kit, and that's where you can invest in it, okay? So I think as females, we have this standard in our minds in terms of what we want it to look like and how we want it to be, but sometimes that is beyond our means and also just not necessary. So yes, you can have a lovely looking studio, you can have awesome equipment, but it doesn't have to be the most expensive, the top brands, the craziest, get yourself into difficulty, higher purchase related stuff. Does that make sense? So just a quick question while I'm about to deliver point number 2. If you are on live now, comment below. 1, are you watching live? I'd love to know if you are indeed watching live, where it is that you're coming from, and are you a fitness professional, or are you somebody that's looking to go into fitness or about to set up their studio? I'd love to know if you have specific questions about this. So number 2 that I want to talk to you about today, or the 3 biggest things, is not focusing on marketing first, okay? So, I have heard this, actually this is not just fitness businesses, by the way, this is Generally, a lot of other businesses, that they spend so much time in the kit out, they spend so much time and money in the painting and the setting up, etc., that they don't even buy themselves a decent sign. They don't have decent signage. They haven't let people know where they are, really big important one, and they haven't done coming soon marketing or setting people up to know when things are going to happen. So setting a launch date, creating flyers around that launch date, creating banners and posters to let people know where you are, and creating some sort of advertising, whether that's Facebook advertising, etc., to let people know that you are already open or are opening, is a very, very important thing to do. Now, you might not want to do a launch or an open day or anything like that within the first couple of weeks, because obviously there's still some kinks and stuff that you want to iron out, but you can let people know things are coming soon. So a website page, even that says coming soon, with some details on your first classes or dates that you're open. Doesn't have to be a fancy pants website, but a one page that you can send to people that they can book or they can do things online. You need to set up your Facebook page. You need to be sharing that. You need to ask your clients to share that. You need to have signage. You need to have banners, flyers, letting people know. Put maps on the flyers so people know exactly where you are. This is so, so, so important, and the thing that I see not done very well when people first set up their business. Your signage in your business is more important, again, than your equipment when it comes to having a successful business, okay? So instead of your qualifications and instead of the equipment, I want you to focus on the marketing, the signage, and letting people know where you are. And the third thing that I see is the biggest costly mistake when people are setting up in business is that they don't get commitment from clients up front, okay? So what I mean by that is, there is no way in my business that you can just drop in and pay me cash, okay? I have people say, well, is that not very costly that, you know, you don't accept cash? No, I do accept cash. If somebody has said, Lisa, I can't pay via card, or it's a client that I know of, or there's a few certain instances where people have paid me in cash, but 99.9% of my transactions are done in advance or on a recurring payment or prepaid as a pay-as-you-go style class booking. Now, in order for me to do this, I did invest in a relatively costly monthly, cost that comes out of my account for a good booking software, and something I definitely recommend. But I do this because then I know for sure that when I go to do a class, how many people are going to be in that class. Or I know that when I go to do an event, I know exactly how many people are there. And I give people notice that I have minimum number requirements, especially if I'm paying another instructor. It's so important that people know. Also, there's nothing more soul destroying as an instructor to turn up and have 2 people there, but also as a client to only have 2 other people or 1 other person in the group. It can be really quite it's not as much fun, not as much energy. So I definitely recommend that you invest in a booking system. So there's a couple of booking systems that I recommend that are easy to use. You can then put widgets onto your website. You can send people links to certain purchase things. You can then get pay as you go. You can get block bookings where people buy 10 sessions up front, for example, and then they book them in and they manage their own accounts. The other thing that I love about this is that clients do manage their own accounts. When you get to the certain point where you're looking after, as I am at the moment, 60 to 80 clients on a regular basis who send me information, questions about, have I booked in this and how many credits? I couldn't even imagine what it would be like trying to do that manually on a piece of paper, or again, relying on people paying me £5, dropping in, don't know how many people are going to turn up. Does that make sense? So those are the 3 tips that I would give you. 1, don't focus on the equipment. Don't get yourself into debt. Work out for you what you need to provide for your classes and start with that equipment, okay? So don't invest in the crazy leg press and squat machines and all these sorts of things until you have decided what way you want to run your classes. If you need to then maybe invest in 1 or 2 pieces of kit, then search pre-owned and pre-used or recently refurbished equipment. It can really save you to not going into debt, keeping your cash flow rich, and it's really, really important for you to do that. So if at this point you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is a lot of information, I don't know what to do. I've always wanted to set up my studio. I need help with regards to this. I don't even have a plan. I don't have an idea, but I know that I want to do it. Well, then time to reach out to me. What I'm going to do, because I'm getting so many questions about this and because I had such a great response over the last couple of days to videos I've been doing, I am going to work with some people, or I want to see if there's people out there that I can work with that would actually, use my time and that I can mentor and coach. So in this way, you can apply to be one of these people via private message through this Facebook page, which is up here. If you apply, I want to just know where in the world you're from. My page is global. I have a global community, but where in the world you're from, what sort of business or what sort of work do you do at the moment in terms of fitness professional work, where you work, and kind of your goals, like what sort of stuff are you wanting to do. Let me know about that. Then if we're a good fit, then we can jump on a quick 20-minute consult chat, have a quick chat about things and see if we can move it forward. So I hope this was helpful. I hope those 3 points were helpful. Don't go into debt. Put marketing, signage, etc. first, and get prepayment from clients, and focus on systems to help to make sure that you've got the cash flow there. So those are the 3 tips I wanted to give you today. But again, if you think this is a message somebody needs to hear, go ahead and share that out. If you're watching the replay, don't forget to write a number 2 in the comments below, or of course write me a question or a comment. I'd happily answer those for you. And I look forward to connecting with you all again soon. Because I'm getting such a good response, I may jump on again tomorrow. We'll see how things are going. And other than that, I look forward to connecting with you all. And just reach out. Okay? I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.